Here we have a new 2025 Hyundai Palisade. This one comes in the limited trim level with front wheel drive. Typhoon Silver is the paint color. And then we have black leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, and that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights, and I really like the overall front fascia of these Palisades. Just a really nice look, sophisticated, yet it's kind of a head turner. Down here to these wheels, these are going to be 20-inch alloy. We get passive keyless entry on the front doors. And then to the door panel here, memory seat functions. We have one-touch up and down windows for the front, regular power windows for the back, electronic child lock and rear window locks, and then we have our power mirror controls, and we do get blind spot monitors as well. Premium hardened carbon sound system, traction control, electronic parking brake, hood release. We get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver seat. Here we do get 4-way power lumbar support, and we have power thigh support, which is nice. But I want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Palisade today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. There's a seat there. Make sure it's all the way back. I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so great space when I have the seat all the way back here. Very comfortable. The seat is really wide for my wider stature, so that's nice. Seat back pockets both sides, USB-C ports for charging on either side there, and then you have a 3-prong household plug-in 115 volt here, 12 volt, 3-stage heated cooled seats for the second row, and then you can adjust the rear AC controls here, set that to auto if you so choose. This one still has a little bit of plastic left on it, so there's the third row. You do get heated seats for the third row, which is nice. And then a USB-C charge port on either side as well. But here is the skylight for the second row, and there's the sunroof for the front. But there's a nice look up there. And I really like how they did it's just gonna bug me, how they did the headliner here. It feels nice, looks nice. It's not like a typical black to go with the black. It makes it feel brighter in here, specifically when the roof is open. Here's our grab handle here, and we can hang a shirt or a pair of pants there if we need to. Pretty sturdy. I like the look of the vents as well. That's pretty neat. Fuel filler here. There's the cap for that. And as we come around to the back end here, we do get LED tail lamps as well. There's the exhaust, trailer hitch integrated there. I believe that's a spare. And then this is the space behind the third row. So we can power fold the third row forward or back, one touch, which is nice. A little storage under here. Sorry for the wind noise, but that's kind of the difference. It's not going to fold all the way because the seat on the right side is all the way back, but it's cool that you're able to do that with one touch and either power fold it down or up, depending on what you're needing. Now to the rear passenger side, you can pull this up here, fold the seat into the floor. The top tether's on the back of the seats, or hit this here and it gives you access to the third row, and you have that same function there. So pretty neat. But front passenger seat is powered with 2-way power lumbar support. So this Limited is a little under 51 grand sticker, and just based on the features you get, it's a pretty good deal, I think. But as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 3.8 liter V6. And then we'll test out the blinkers as well. And the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But just a cool design with the turn signals on. You can see that. But out of the wind here. Nice leather wrap steering wheel. And then to the screen here, I believe this is 12.3 inches. The navigation is included on this one, so you can pull up the map. And then it's pretty easy to type in destinations, go to the menu here, nearby info, search for points of interest, things of that nature. And then you do get the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wired. And then for your radio, you get AM, FM, and XM there. But for the most part, pretty easy to use. Your climate is up there as well. But in your general settings here, you can change your date and time, language, and then your units of measurement here. But here you can temperature, fan direction, all of that. But you also have buttons and knobs down here below to do all of that. Shortcuts are down here as well if you want to pull up the map. Push of a button, pretty quick. Set up your custom button there. And when you hit that button, it can either pull up the Wi-Fi hotspot, the display can go on or off, whatever. And then your volume knob here, click that to turn the audio off. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You get the bird's eye view as well. And then you also have the front camera too. But the shifter, park, reverse, neutral, drive, pretty easy to use. And then when you're in drive, you can activate the paddle shifters and you get that manual mode. Automatic brake hold here, your drive modes, you can go through those. Turning this dial, Smart, Eco, Comfort, Sport. And then hit that button and that'll pull up your camera on the fly there. And your parking sensors you can toggle as well. And there's your auto stop. 3-stage heated cooled front seats, heated steering wheel toggles there. And then you get a USB-A port, wireless charging pad, bottle holders. Your center console cubby space has a USB-C and a 12 volt with a removable tray. You can also stow all this if you so choose. And then that gets you a nice clean look. But up here, buttons for the skylight in the back. And then when you open the sunshade here, you can tilt or slide the roof back. So this is a one-touch slide. Doesn't go back all the way, but there's the sunshade, or there's the skylight in the back. Really like that. Again, I like how it illuminates the back. Again, all those are there. And then you do have the mirror if you want to see the back while you're driving. Garage door transmitter. And there you have the vanity mirror. Left side stalk. And again, when the blinkers are on, you can see the curb side. You can set your auto there and your auto high beams here. And then you do get automatic wipers. So high, low, auto, off, one time. You can adjust that auto sensitivity there and your rear wipers here. Push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front fluid. This mode button goes through the audio sources. You have voice recognition, you have your phone button when your Bluetooth device is connected, and then another custom button is set up through the screen. You can toggle volume up, down, click to mute, and then you can go through the track list or radio station presets here. Smart cruise, all of that's here. Turn that on or off. Lane centering, gap adjust for the cruise, and then you can set the speed, pause, resume. And then this goes through your sub menus of the gauge cluster. And then when applicable, you can use the scroll bar depending on where you are, and then you can use it as an OK button as well. And then heads up display, it's kind of bright out, but you can barely see it up there. Push button start. Finally, Here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Palisade Limited out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Palisade here, Hyundai did a really good job making the powertrain for these. And I'm saying that to say it has enough power, you get relatively good fuel economy, and it just drives normally. It drives like you would expect a mid-size 3-row SUV to drive. And it's not like the 2.5 liter turbos we have in the Traverse. I like those, but it just doesn't feel as natural. This feels right with this vehicle. And again, you're not really suffering with the fuel economy compared to putting a 4-cylinder in it. So it was just smart to do that. And then also having the option to basically change how the vehicle responds by having these different drive mode settings. Just a good overall design, I think. I like having the digital display. It looks good, it looks clean, but it still has a natural feel to it as well. I don't feel like I have to change all the settings. You still have your tachometer and the speedometer there where they should be. And then just having the setting I'm in here with the tire pressure monitors, that's just how I would set it up. Now I've had it in the comfort drive mode. The Smart is kind of based on how you're driving, how you're reacting, it kind of decides when to use what drive mode. But for me, I like to manually do it just because if I want eco mode, I want to drive that way. If I want sport mode, I want to drive that way. If I want the comfort mode, I want to drive a certain way. So I just like how you're able to differentiate those and kind of decide what you want to use when you want to use it. But the eco mode is pretty good. You can tell there's a difference between that and comfort, but me personally, I like the eco for the highway, comfort for the city. And then if you need to give it a nice pull, put it in sport mode. Speaking of which, we have it there now. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space here. Here we go. So we're going downhill, but still relatively quick. Like the sound from the engine. Again, I like how this V6 does just overall. Gonna put on the lane centering and then the Smart Cruise. But I want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs once again for allowing me to review this Palisade. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home though, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But ride quality's solid in these, it always has been. And one of the reasons these sell so well is there's really nothing, for the most part, that's bad with it from a test drive perspective. Drives nicely, steering feels good, the interior is nice, all the features are pretty straightforward. Nothing out of the ordinary, wonky, anything like that. Now here in the eco mode, I can tell coming out of that corner, I put my foot down a tad and the eco mode was limiting how much get up I was getting. So if I would have pushed it down some more, it would have given me more, but it didn't, just based on how my foot was moving. But I think again, the driving dynamics here are great. The overall feel of the vehicle is good. It just feels natural. It feels like it makes sense. It feels like an SUV that didn't want to be a minivan. And a lot of people that are in this segment, they want a minivan for how it drives, the space, all of that, but they don't want a minivan. And this is a nice compromise here, in my opinion. And then just having the paddle shifters as well that are relatively quick to shift. It has everything. And with that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Hyundai Palisade Limited.